Let's understand Rust data types. Every value in Rust is of a certain data type, which tells Rust what kind of data is being specified so it knows how to work with that data. Keep in mind, Rust is statically typed language, which means that it must know the type of all variable at compile time. But if you are just looking at the code, you'll see, oh, you have not done it here. So what? So most of the time, the compiler can usually infer what type we want to use based on the values that we have provided. So in case it has understood that this is integer, not an issue, we are going to assume this. If otherwise, if you want, you can specify the U32. This is how you do the type annotation, assigning the type. And then there are so U32 usually means the unsigned integer 32 bits. If you want to make it 8-bit, you just type U8, U16. And if it was a signed bit, then I8 and I32. And if you want your types to be based on the machine in which your code is running, then you can type I size. That's totally. It will infer the architecture of your machine, and then based on that, it's going to do the assignment. So to just to give you an idea that each sign variant can store minus 2 to the power n minus 1 to plus 2 to the power n minus 1 minus 1. And the signed one usually 0 to 2 to the power n minus 1. This is the range. And there are other data types. There are other scalar types like hexadecimal, octal, binary representation of numbers that you can also do in Rust as well. And we will go more on to the if you want to declare a float. So let's do one thing. Let's declare a y, and you want to declare in your F32 float 30. It's very if you are, I mean, if you are coming from any statically typed language, it's pretty much same. Rust is behaving the same way. And Rust, the basic mathematical operation, you will expect that plus, minus, division, subtraction, remainder, they work same way as it works in Python. So that's not an issue. Like it has a bool keyword for storing Boolean type integer. And let me define bool true. Same as Python. Same as sorry. In Python you can actually do that, but it's not required. Here it is also not required, but for the compiler which it can infer, you would not need. But for the compound types, you would have to define it. So this is the key things to remember. You can like define, let's say you are defining let's define a tuple. Now you need to define what would your tuple look like. So you can put a bracket and let's say it's I32 and you I32 and then your tuples can define your tuple as this. So and in if you want to access anything Rust is like x dot notation. The first value, this 0 is the first value, and then x dot 1. That's how you access something in the Rust. Almost same as any program. So in program, the first element start with 0, and then the last one is non-inclusive. And in array is same. Like if you would use over here, then it's an array, square brackets, putting semicolon, then and if you want to like how you will be actually doing the declaration. So again, square brackets, first you type what will be the type and then how many elements. So in our case, we have 2 elements, so we define like that. Now, a very interesting thing that we can observe over here is uh, that's pretty much basic thing that I believe for us to learn how to build a function. That's the idea. Like you have understood the types and variables. We are good for now building how the function is, how to build the function with Rust. So let's continue to